Welcome to She Can and She Will. My name is Marianne Brown, also known as the Country Mompreneur. I'm joined by my co-host, Disa McAllister. We are moms, work-from-home experts, and queens at helping women take control of their lives. On this show, you will learn from us as well as other women who kick butt in their lives and want to help you do the same. So sit back and get ready for some fun. Welcome back to She Can and She Will. And we are talking today about how to be more productive. I just barely got my coffee in time to get here for the podcast, so I was not productive this morning.
Ooh, but you are going to be, I'm sure.
I'm going to be, because this coffee is going to kick in and then I'm going to go crazy. First of all, let me ask you, what is your least favorite household chore?
My least favorite? Oh, wow. Putting my hands in gunky stuff. So cleaning the oven. Yeah, like anything gunky. Like if I have to go clean out the dryer hose or something. Ooh, I got gloves on, sticks, tongs.
Standing 10 feet away, like, what are you doing? This is gross. That's similar to mine. Mine is doing the cat litter box. I hate that. I will make anyone in the house do that chore. I hate that chore so much. I do not. When our cats leave us, I don't care if we get more. Like I've never, it's not so much. I just have never been a cat person, but every guy I've ever dated or been married to have all been cat people. So I come into the relationship with all these cats in my house and they're nice enough. But the problem also is none of their cats are like cuddly cats. Like I'm sure if I was ever in a house where they had a cuddly cat, because I see those on things where people's cats come up and sit on them and stuff like that. These ones, they don't want to be touched. They're just sort of glaring at me from the corner of the room. And then they and fling the cat litter all over the house. And I hate doing cat litter.
I think if you're not getting cuddly cats, it's a little hard to put up with the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you play with your cats? Do you get like string and stuff? Oh.
They're old and they don't have any interest in anything fun. I've tried to in the past getting a little scratchy pull. They don't want to do anything. They just do their own thing and they like look at me like, leave me alone. Oh. So they do their thing. I do my thing and then I have to clean up their crap. It's so annoying.
That's the good thing about having children is that you can be like, this is a life lesson of responsibility.
Yes.
And you clean the cat litter box from now on.
So
tips to be more productive.
That's what we're going to be talking about today. And the first one that we have is stop multitasking.
That is a good one. That is such a good one because you can be a natural multitasker and do a lot of different things at once and just go from email to email and email to Asana and back and forth and back and forth. And you feel like you're doing a lot because you're going at such a fast pace. But at the end of the day, the only thing you did was keep your head above water. And if you can block out stuff and not multitask and just focus on one area at a time, you can get ahead, generally speaking. And get into like next day stuff.
And this one is super, super hard for me. I have like 2 computers going and my laptop and my phone sitting here and I'm constantly looking at all of them at once. So I have a very hard time with the stop. Like when I just sit and focus and I have to like write a blog, I feel like I'm so accomplished when I finish one because I actually did one thing at once and got it done. But it's a very hard thing for me to do.
It is. Yeah, that's a rough one. You can also set small goals. So it feels good to be able to check a box like, hey, I did this thing. So you can actually break out goals into smaller tasks, as small as you can possibly do them. And give yourself that little bit of serotonin of, I did something, I completed it. At the end of the day, you got a lot of check marks.
And it's also in your business when we use Asana as one of our main platforms. We also use Trello sometimes. And when you break down all those projects into all those subtasks, it also, you are able to assign other people to some of the goals so you don't have to do them all. But then it's better to get everything done when you have all those little tasks written out and you don't forget anything.
Even if you've done something like 1,000,000 times, if you just write every little step out, like Marianne said, you can start to scale a lot easier because people can see your process. So they're more likely to do it like how you do it. And that's ultimately what you want.
And then also make sure you take a break every so often. That's pretty important. And some people are like, well, I've got 8 hours. I want to work every single second of that to get more done. But if you don't take a break, you're going to lose your darn mind is what you're going to do. You got to take a break. I go out, I put the dogs out, get some coffee, just decompress your mind for a few minutes so that you're not just sitting at your desk getting all cramped up by the end of the day.
There really is something about giving your brain a break for a few minutes and then coming back a little bit more refreshed to finish something up, because you can really spin your wheels on an issue and not get anywhere. And you really just need the clarity of mind to step away, take a break, and then come back.
Yeah, I definitely do that when I'm blog writing. I like to walk away and come back because I'll see grammar issues and stuff like that after having left.
There's another one for productivity, and it is time blocking. And I love this. But I try to take it a little bit too far sometimes. And I'm like, I am only going to schedule new stuff on one day. And that does not work, right? Like, so if you're going to time break your day and you have tasks that need to be done every day, then you need to block out time for that every day. But block your tasks. So if it's like you're on 3 platforms for social media, there's a social media block. So you've got 45 minutes to hit LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest or whatever it is. Like, get in there, reply to people, and get out. And that's your social media block. So you shouldn't be touching that again for the rest of the day.
And also, a previous person that we had interviewed gave us a suggestion, and I think you started doing it. I haven't started doing it yet, but there's a platform that you can use that makes sure that when you're doing time blocking, if you have to be, say, at a doctor's appointment at 2:00, it adds in that drive time and stuff before and after.
Yeah.
That was a really smart suggestion that she gave, I remember.
Yeah, I have been using that, and that has been really helpful because you don't have to remember to block your time off. If you try to, like, your appointment's at 3 and you put it on your calendar for 2:30 so you got enough time to drive there, I will forget that it's at 3 and I'll show up at 2:30. So yeah, that has been really helpful. It just blocks off your travel. I'm going to go look for
Or I'll be the moron that puts it on my clock, on my calendar for 3, and then it gets to be 3 and I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to be here at 3. Oops. So yeah, then I'm late.
It is called Reclaim. That is a software that would add that automatically to your calendar. You don't even have to do anything for that. So awesome.
You guys should check that out.
For sure.
Be handy. And then another one to keep in mind is to delegate, and whether it's around the house and delegating chores to your kids, or at work delegating chores to your coworker that you don't want to do, like doing all the sales that I make Lisa do. So. But even if around the house and you're delegating the chores to your kids and you could do it quicker and better, taking that one thing off of your plate will free you up to do 10 other things potentially. So don't be afraid to delegate things to coworkers, to employees, to the family, to get things done. I'm not trying to say that I could do sales better or quicker than you at all. That wasn't my comparison.
Oh, no, gosh. Oh, my gosh. We're going to figure this out together. Like, I nailed the intro part. I just got to work on closing. So another thing you can do is to limit distractions. We talk about this one all the time. Turn off your notifications, block yourself from getting on to whatever. I put my phone away from me because I don't even want to look at it. There's no notifications that pop up usually like during the afternoon. You just really limit the things that you can see in your house. If you can see your laundry from where you're sitting, you're just going to be disturbed the whole time you're sitting there doing work. So set up your space so that you're not overrun by distractions, and set up your workspace, meaning your computer, to not be like a Las Vegas light and light up every time something new comes in, because it is very hard to turn off that like receptor that has constant stimulation. You're just like, I'm so on top of it because you see everything that's coming in, but then you don't do anything else for that whole day but respond to other people. And you can do that better with time blocking.
Yeah. And I also, with limiting distractions, I've turned off, because you know how those notifications can pop up on the bottom of your computer that you get a new email? I've turned that off because that is just distracting, because I will look down there and see it every time, have to click on it, and I'll be in the middle of a call. I'm like, ugh, just ignore it. So I turned that off. And then also I blurred the background on my Zoom so I do not see behind me that something needs to be done, that I'm, oh man.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I could be doing my laundry. Blur the background. Nothing happens behind you now. It's all blurred.
That is actually a good idea. I didn't think of that, but I do blur mine because I have laundry back there most days. But that's funny. That
it doesn't exist if you can't see it.
Oh yeah.
And then the last thing that we have for this one is do the hardest thing first, which is actually really a smart suggestion to do, because if I've come into my office, I usually at the end of every day, I'll leave myself a list of the things I got to do the next day. I try to pick off the hardest thing on there and get it done with, because then everything else is just, if one of them pushes to the next day, that's fine. I got the hardest thing done. That's done. I don't got to worry about it. Maybe do the hardest thing and the most important thing first. Then because inevitably, if you have 10 things to do today, one of the kids is going to call and say that they got a cold, and you're going to have to go pick them up from school, and then you're going to be screwed. So get that first thing done out the door, so then you don't have to worry about it if something comes up.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I like that you do the hardest thing first. I'll try to do the one that I don't want to do the most, like the frog, right? They say eat that frog. But the one that I don't want to do is like, and usually it's a really easy thing. I could probably take care of it in 30 minutes, but I'll leave that till the end of the day. Something happens. This goes on for 3 days. Meanwhile, all 3 days, I'm like, oh, this thing. So yeah, just get it out of the way. Just do it.
So we have a work virtually starter kit. It has everything you need in easy to understand terms and a layout to get yourself started on your work from home journey.
So with templates for client agreements and how to get started on popular remote worker employment platforms, we'll have all of that ready for you. Check out our website, countrymompreneur.com, to learn more.
Yes, and we will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for listening. For more information, join us at thepmagency.com.